Okay, so for this afternoon, we're going to have a new discussion since we are done already with sequence, the arithmetic and geometric sequence. So we're going to proceed with congruence, triangle congruence, or the theorem that we can prove the two triangles that we have are congruent. Okay,
Yo, you're slamming teacher Jeremy.
okay. Did you start already your project or your exam in the fourth quarter, the one that teacher Jeremy have mentioned to you? Nag-start na ba kayo? Di ba gagawa
I'll
kayo ng
catch.
website?
I'll catch up. I'll catch up.
Not yet? Ala,
I'll catch up. I'll catch up.
malapit ang exam.
I'll
Your,
catch. I'll catch.
your exam for the fourth quarter is third, second week of June or third week of June. You only have how many weeks? 4 weeks or 5 weeks before we end the school year. Okay, so let's proceed with the triangle congruence. We have different postulates or theorems that we can prove the two given triangles are congruent by just looking at its measurement given to the two triangles that we have when it's come to its side and to its angle. So when we say congruence, of course, that is the two geometric figures with exactly the same size and the same shape. That is the basic definition of congruence when it comes to geometry. That they are congruent if the measurement of the size is the same and the shape is also the same. But when it comes to triangle, congruent of triangle, it's not only depend with the measurement of the sides and its angle. Minsan, magkakaiba yung measurement ni side to the other triangle that is given, but they are still classified as congruent because of the postulate of or theorems that we have. So congruent polygons have congruent corresponding parts. Their matching sides and angles. When you name congruent polygons, you must list corresponding vertices in the same order. Just like what we have here on the screen, that quadrilateral ABCD is congruent to quadrilateral EFGH. Corresponding the parts with the same quadrilateral that we have is congruent. Just like side AB is congruent to the side EF or FE. So we can name 6 parts of our triangle when we are identifying if they are similar or congruent by just looking or identifying the sides or the segment and the angles that we have. Like for example, we have triangle ABC and triangle DEF. And according to these two triangles, they are congruent. To prove these two triangles is congruent, we need to identify the 6 parts or the 6 pairs of corresponding parts of our two triangle based on the sides and based on the angles. So for example, if we have side AB of a triangle ABC, side AB or segment AB, line segment AB, is congruent to the side DE of a triangle DEF. Okay. That's the first pair of corresponding parts that we have by identifying the side of our triangle. Side BC is congruent to side EF. Side AC is congruent to side DF. Okay, that's based from the pairs of the corresponding parts to its sides. But for angles, we have angle A is congruent to angle D. Angle E is congruent to angle B. Angle C is congruent to angle F. Okay, that is the 6 pair of corresponding parts. 3 pairs of side and 3 pairs of angle. That is the one way that we can prove the two triangle given is congruent. Okay. But we also have theorems or postulates that we don't need to identify the 6 pair of congruency or the 6 pair of corresponding parts of our triangle. Kahit wag na natin isulat yung mga corresponding parts or corresponding sides and angles of our triangle. We have the postulates, which is what we call the SSS, the SAS, ASA, and AAS. We have 4 theorems or postulates that we use to prove that the two triangles are congruent. So let's start with the SSS. When we say SSS, that is a postulate when it comes to the side of our triangle. Side, side, side. So if the 3 sides of one triangle are congruent to the 3 sides of another triangle, then the 2 triangles are congruent. Mas madaling i-identify. It's very easy to identify when it comes to the side. Using the symbol that we have here. Kapag merong ganitong symbol, when it comes to the 2 triangles, that identifying that they are congruent. But if there's no sign, just like what we have here, we have to solve or calculate the proportion of the 2 sides of the triangle that we have, or the sides of the triangle. Since the part or commonly used triangles when we are identifying if they are similar or congruent is the right triangle or the scalene triangle. It's like, for example, we have this one. So SSS similarity theorem. According to it, 3 pairs of proportional sides. For example, we have triangle ABC and triangle EFD. So let's say that the side AB is measuring 5, side FD measures 4. So since this two side of the triangle is the corresponding part and they don't have the same measurement, for us to prove that this two triangle ABC and triangle EFD are congruent, we need to get the proportion of each side, corresponding side of our triangle. So side AB is proportion to the side FD. Okay. So side AB measures 5 unit and side FD measures 4. So 5 divided by 4 is equal to 1.25. That is the ratio between side AB and side FD. So let's say that the measurement of the side BC, side BC is equal to 12 and side EF is equal to 9.6. So let's see if the proportion of these two corresponding parts is also equal to 1.25. So 12 divided by 9.6 is also equal to 1.25. So we have the same proportion in the two corresponding parts of our triangle. So natitira na lang is the side AC and side ED. For us to clearly say that these two triangles are congruent. So let's say that the measurement of triangle AC, side AC measures 13, side ED measures 10.4. So if we get the quotient, 13 divided by 10.4 is equal to 1.25. So as you can see here, kahit magkakaiba ng measurement, hindi same sa triangle that is given, but they are still congruent. Why? Because the proportion of the corresponding parts of the side of the triangle are the same, which is 1.25. So see, triangle ABC is still congruent to triangle FEFD. Okay. So, congruent pa rin silang dalawa, even though they don't have the same measurement for the side. But the ratio of the corresponding parts are equal, which is 1.25. Okay? So that's the other way that you can identify or prove that the two triangles are congruent. Just get the proportion of the corresponding parts that we have. So, paano ma-identify kung alin ang corresponding parts of a given triangle? If you still remember the Pythagorean theorem or the parts of a triangle, of the right triangle, in the right triangle, it has the parts for you to solve Pythagorean theorem, wherein the longer side of the triangle is our hypotenuse. The shorter side is the A side or the shorter. This one is the C in the Pythagorean theorem. This is the A side, the shorter side of the triangle. This one is the B side of the triangle, the other side or the leg of the triangle. So for you to identify kung which one is the corresponding parts, just identify which one is your hypotenuse, which one is the shorter side of the triangle, and the other side of the triangle. Para hindi mahirapan kung alin ang corresponding parts. For example, we have these two triangles. Okay, so let's say this is triangle ABC. And we have this triangle. Okay, so for example, we have this two triangle ABC and triangle MNO. Okay, for us to identify which are the corresponding parts, identify which one or which side is your hypotenuse or the longer side of the triangle. Looking at the triangle that we have, the longer side of this triangle ABC is side AC. So this is our hypotenuse. And in the triangle MNO, the longer side is side MO. So this is also our hypotenuse. Okay. So if this two is our hypotenuse, they are the one who are corresponding to each other. So side AC corresponding to side MO. Okay. Then identify the shorter side of the triangle. The shorter side of the triangle ABC is side AB. This one is the shorter side. And in the triangle MNO, the shorter side is NO. So that means these two shorter side of the two triangle that we have are the corresponding parts of our triangle. So side AB corresponding to the side NO. And the remaining side that we have is side BC and side MN. Okay. So, ganyan ang pag-identify of the corresponding parts para hindi magbali-baliktad of which parts of your triangle is corresponding to the other triangle that we have. So, given that we have identified the corresponding parts, let's say the measurement of this triangle that we have, let's say side AB measures 10 centimeter. Side AC, side NO measures 3 centimeter. Side BC measures 17 centimeter. Side MN measures 5.11 centimeter or 5.1. Side AC measures 22. And side MO measures 6.6 centimeter. So for example, those are the measurements of our triangle. So to prove that these two triangle are congruent using the SSS or the side theorem, the proportion of the corresponding parts should be equal. Okay? So since the corresponding parts of side side AB corresponding to the side NO, so when we get the proportion with these two sides, so AB divide side NO, which is equal to 10 centimeter divided by 3 centimeter is equal to 3.33 centimeter. That's the ratio between side AB and side NO. So this will be our base to prove that the triangle is congruent based on SSS theorem. So let's get the ratio between side BC and side MN. Side BC, divide the corresponding parts MN. So side BC is equal to 17 centimeter. Divide by the measurement of NN, which is 5.1 centimeter, which is equal to 3.33 centimeter. Okay, so it's the same with the first corresponding part that we have. The last corresponding parts is side AC, side AC corresponding to the side MO. So AC divide MO, which is 22 centimeter, divide by 6.6 centimeter, which is also equal to 3.33 centimeter. So since all the ratio of the corresponding parts of our triangle are the same, that means triangle ABC is congruent to triangle MNO. Okay, now with the side theorem, kahit hindi pare-parehas yung measurement ni triangle, when it comes to its side, we can still identify or prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle MNO because the ratio to its corresponding sides are the same, which is equal to 3.33. Mas madali kung pare-parehas ang measurement ni side. For example, can I clear the screen with this one? Okay na?